Hey, you guys, another interview. You guys love these interviews, so I'm gonna keep doing it. Today we have a female pro wrestler champion. She goes by the name of Poison Rose, all the way from South Korea.
Hi,
Hello.
can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Sorry, that took me a while to get everything connected.
No, it's okay. It's okay. So, how you doing today?
Doing okay. It's nice to finally meet you.
Yeah, you too, and thank you for doing this.
Thank you for having me. How are you doing today?
Um, I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
That's good to hear. Very good to hear.
So, the first question is, how did you get into the wrestling business?
Very good question. Also, sorry, you might hear some of my pets in the background, but for me, it was actually through music. One of my favorite bands, the lead singer's girlfriend, was a pro wrestler, and I thought that was
Okay,
really fascinating. So I started watching her matches, went down the rabbit hole, and then I wanted to give it a try myself, and I found PWS and was invited to join the women's division.
so how did you make your way all the way to South Korea?
Yeah, so I originally started, I wanted to live and travel in a few different countries.
Hmm.
So I first started in Japan for a year. And then after that, I came to Korea. I thought I would stay for 2 or 3 years. And obviously, things kind of changed for me. So I've been here for about 9 or 10 years now. Um, the 2 or 3, just it turned into a place that I really loved being in. And yeah.
Wow. So, how long did it take for you to have your first real match?
Oh, well, I mean, you could say that I'm still getting to the point where I can put on a real match.
Okay.
But my official debut was about 6 months after I started training.
And how long did you train in? Like, how did you find the school to train in?
How did I find the school to train in?
Hmm.
So actually, um, I found PWS through online, and then I wanted to go see one of their shows, which is
Okay.
what I first found. And I was thinking about going back to the US at that point, but that's when I was asking some of the wrestlers there how they got started because I had no idea where to even begin. And they invited me to come try, and the rest is just kind of history for me. Yeah.
And I know you're kind of part of a group in PWS with the. I believe I did an interview with the champion of PWS. So, how did you get involved with them?
Hmm. That's also, I think I may seem one way outside of the ring, but once I'm inside of the ring, it's a very different story. And
Okay.
I guess they saw that and decided to invite me to be part of New Era. So I was the only woman in New Era.
Hmm.
So one of my nicknames is Yolja New Era, which means like women's new era in Korean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. And it seems like you're the first ever PWS women's champion. So,
Yes, that is correct.
so did you have to like enter in a tournament with other women wrestlers to get it?
So we originally did a triple threat match versus me, Yenny, and Pixel to see who would be considered the number one contender for the first ever women's
Hmm.
championship. And it just so happened that I was able to win for the number one contendership. And then I faced off against Alexis Lee, who is a very long time rival of mine. And yeah, so now I'm the first ever women's champion
That's
in
great.
PWS.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's great.
Thank
Um,
you.
so how did you come up with the name Poison Rose?
So it actually came out more at the time, and it's a picture of me in front of this wall, and I just fell in love with that and decided to keep moving forward with it.
So, do you like to be a heel or do you like to be a big face?
I mean, I love being a heel. I think that is where I tend to, I don't know, just really find myself.
Hmm.
Um, but I guess you never know until you try everything, but I just feel like heel really fits with me, so I love being a heel. Being a heel is the best.
So, the only place that you wrestled is in South Korea, right?
So for being in the match as one of the wrestlers, yes, South Korea, but I have
Hmm.
gone to Japan twice, with Kyushu Pro Wrestling, where I was a manager for two of the tag team championship matches.
Okay. So did PSW allow you to go to Japan and wrestle for a different promotion?
I mean, I would love to be able to go and wrestle more in Japan one day. I
Oh,
think once I'm ready, that's definitely the direction I would like to go in, just be able to travel and see how many different promotions I can wrestle in. But for now, I see myself being with PWS. Of course, I've been
mhm.
growing a lot with them, and it's always going to be my roots, my home
Yeah, yeah.
promotion. So, yeah.
So in South Korea, how many wrestling promotions are there?
We have a few. We have a few different ones. We have some that are working together more.
Okay.
Gosh, in terms of numbers, I at this point, yeah, it's hard to count. Things are always changing. Sorry, my
No, no,
sickly
it's
cat in
okay.
the background. But yeah, it's always changing. Yeah, I think it's pro wrestling overall is growing a lot more here now. So I
Hmm.
think there's more and more promotions forming too.
Okay.
But we have about like three major promotions, I would say.
Okay. And I heard that PSW actually had a special guest recently from the United States.
We do.
And how was that with Nick Namath coming in? How was that?
Well, so he will be coming for Wrestle Nation 2, which is
Oh, okay.
happening on May 9th.
Oh,
So there's still definitely lots of nerves building up to getting to meet somebody with
mhm.
such an amazing history and reputation. So, yeah.
So let me ask you, as a kid, have you watched wrestling as a kid or?
No, actually it I became a wrestling fan maybe like 6 months. before I found PWS, so
Really?
everything was everything was very new for me. My brothers growing up, one of my older brothers, he's a huge wrestling fan, so I would see
Mhm.
like posters and things, but we never watched together.
Okay.
I knew nothing, so even when I
Really?
first began training, I had to learn everything as I've been
Wow.
learning, and so yeah, it's been a lot to learn and adjust to in gosh, it's been what, 2 years now, 2.5 years, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, so
Wow. So, how did it go? How was your first actual hit you took? Did it hurt?
oh, I mean, it all hurts, of course. You're getting hit, it's
Yeah.
I think especially when you first start training, running the ropes and things like that, it's just totally different ways to use your body. But I think I've never been someone to like back down from a challenge or let fear stop me, even if it takes me a while to adjust. I'll eventually get there. But I think I liked the fact that it was so challenging and so new compared to anything I've done in the past. So yeah, even though the pain is definitely there, it was just learning experience and yeah, I mean some things never fully get easier, right?
Yeah. Never. Have you have you ever had a serious injury in the wrist?
Yes, I broke my wrist one time. I still finished out the match, but you know,
Oh, ow,
yeah,
man, that.
I yeah, it was my fault and it's from something that I should not have gotten injured from. I botched a leg drop, landed wrong, broke my wrist. Um, Still managed to, do my usual moves, still vaulted over the ropes, hit a sling blade and everything, still made the pin. And I remember when I landed, I was like, oh, that feels weird, but it's probably fine. We had a fan signing afterwards, that's about 2 hours, and just
Mm.
after like throughout the fan sign, I was like, this really doesn't feel good. Went to the ER and then, yeah, had a broken wrist. So I was out of action for, I think, 6 months or so. 6 months, 6 weeks.
Oh,
Yeah, not
I'm
six
like,
months.
6 months. Jeez.
Yeah. And I re-sprained my ankle one time, but it was just, I had sprained my ankle a long time ago from rock climbing. Again, in a way I shouldn't have been injured, but yep, managed to re-sprain it. It was very slight, but if anything, definitely spraining my wrist. That was the big one. Spraining,
So,
breaking. But yeah.
so how do you like living in Korea?
I mean, I love it, and that's why I've stayed for so long. It's definitely a big change from the US, but I've
Hmm.
always really been interested in different countries, different cultures. Um, I never thought that I would have stayed for so long. I was planning to go to a few different countries as well. Um,
Hmm.
But I mean, it's a place where everything is very safe, very convenient, very fast paced, which can be overwhelming at times.
Yeah.
But I've also been able to meet people from all over the world that I would have never had the opportunity to meet otherwise. So it's just I've been able to have so many incredible opportunities by being here. And yeah, I love it. It's yeah.
What about the communication? I, when I saw your video, you speak really good Korean.
Oh, thank you. It's ooh, but it did not come easily, and I still have so much to learn. There's been a lot of times I've gone to the hair salon, asked for something simple, and ended up looking like a mushroom when I left just because of communication.
Okay.
Um, but I think that's also one of the things I like is the challenge and like getting to learn new things every day. And it gives you a different way to think about things too. But no, it definitely, I've made so many mistakes just by communication errors. So very much sink or swim is kind of how I threw myself into it. But um, yeah, I mean, I still have communication errors, but not nearly as many as when I first arrived,
Okay.
where I could barely say hello or. Yeah.
So my last question is, if you could pick five independent wrestlers from your company on the Mount Rushmore of indie wrestlers, who would you put on?
Oh my goodness, how could you ask me this question? Um, well, definitely I would have to choose first of all Shiho. PWS is here because of him.
Yeah.
He's been wrestling for a very long time. He's the one who taught me most of everything I know.
Okay.
Um,
Nice.
so definitely Shiho. And you mean by like main roster
Yeah.
currently, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ooh, oh my gosh, I'm put on the spot. Definitely Shiho.
Okay.
Um, Omerta. I have to choose my new era people, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah. Yeah. You do.
Um, yeah. I mean, they've played a huge role in shaping the company into what it is now. Um, for some newer people, I would even say somebody like Pyaribit Naru. He's just learned so much. He's super energetic. The crowd loves him, and I think he's also done so much to change the current like shape of this company.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I have to call out one of the other women, of course, Yenny. She's
Okay.
improved so much so quickly. She's a really unique character. She's very passionate, and she always proves herself to be better and better with every match.
Okay.
And I think I have one more, right?
Yeah, I think you do.
I feel like you're gonna get me in trouble with this question.
I ask everybody this question.
Oh, I have like three or four more at least that I already want to put up there, but um,
I mean, you don't have to put five. You can put more than five.
well, then I'm just gonna name everybody because I think everybody deserves a place up there. Um, if I have to choose one more, I would say Hadaon
Okay.
because he's also somebody who's extremely passionate, constantly trying to better his craft, just so fun to watch in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, oh gosh, I could keep going, but I don't know if I should.
I didn't hear you mention Alex Lee.
Well, so Alexis Lee, so
Yeah,
I was
Alexa.
trying to consider people who are currently main roster within
Okay.
PWS. She is on the roster, but it's for like the only PWS people, I guess. But of
Okay.
course, if I could talk about Succubus, Alexis Lee, Pixel, all of these people, like for me, the women's division is kind of my heart and soul. My biggest goal is growing the women's division.
Mm-hmm.
So being able to work with like incredible wrestlers, veterans who have also taught me so much, and just the fact that I even had the opportunity to work with them so far has been amazing. Even if we have some beef, I still can respect them. But yeah, my heart and soul is the women's division. But yeah,
Well, I thought that was the last question, but this is the last question. Where do you want to see the women's division in PSW going to?
for me, I mean, the fact that we now have a women's championship is huge. And that is why I cried when it first happened. Just, I'm so thankful that we're at this point now that we can have a championship. And I would love to see even more women join the roster. We have a lot of new talent that's joined who is training with us currently, who I see really bright futures for. And I just want to keep encouraging more and more women to come and join the division. And um, especially in South Korea, where it can be a little bit more difficult because wrestling is still, well, pro wrestling, it has a long history here, but it's kind of on its resurgence right now. And then this is, I think, the first time in like, gosh, maybe 20, 30 years where there's like an
Mm-hmm.
active women's division. So just trying to keep building on that momentum encourage more women to join, and so I can have more people to challenge in the ring.
I like I like that answer.
Thank you.
So, before we go, is there anything you want to plug or promote or?
Stay tuned to the women's division. Keep following the championship. It is the first women's championship in PWS and in Korea for a very, very long time. And just stay tuned and see where we go next.
That is great.
Thank you so much.
I really appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much.
I really appreciate you having me. Thank you for making the time to speak with me.
And maybe we can do it again sometime.
That would be great. I'm looking forward to it.
And you have a great day today.
You too. Take care.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye.